Welcome to the Weather Guru podcast for the lower 48 United States for the day after Christmas, Boxing Day, December 26, 2025. We're going to look at the national hazards, courtesy of the National Weather Service. Then we're going to get into the radar and some other outlooks for the next 5 days here in the lower 48. So as you can see, beautiful weather in terms of most of the country here. Just some gray fog advisories here, dense fog advisories along the Gulf Coast. So if you're heading on I-10, heading west from Panama City Beach to Pensacola, Mobile, Biloxi, Gulfport, New Orleans, back toward Lake Charles, and upwards toward Jackson and Birmingham. There is fog, dense fog this morning in the Midwest as well. Chicagoland, South Side, back toward the Quad Cities of Iowa, back into the Plain States and Indianapolis. There is fog. Out west, we have that big flooded watch that's in effect. That's going to be heavy rain continuing for the LA Basin area, up into the mountains and the foothills and the Big Bear Lake area, and snow in the higher Sierras, of course, in the pink with that winter storm warnings there coming over the Truckee Pass and the other areas north of Redding and Reed, California. Intermountain snow continues in Yellowstone and Salt Lake City and Cottonwood Canyon and west of the Continental Divide. That's also in purple, as well as snow warnings for Michigan, upper UP of Michigan, and then also snow and ice coming into the forecast for Sunday, later on 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. for areas like Philadelphia, Trenton, New York City, heavy snow advisory, up into the upstate New York, the Catskills, and into the Berkshires of western Massachusetts. Now, looking at the radar, you can see we have that snow continuing up in Ontario and in the eastern Michigan. You have some showers that are coming in. That's going to coming in the East Coast, and then you have the West Coast rain, the Pineapple Express. That's coming in. Clear in the middle of the country, though. St. Louis, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, Dallas, Memphis, Nashville looking great. Atlanta, just clouds and some high clouds passing by, but overall looking pretty good for a wintertime day. Water vapor shows that clearly. You see an orange here, the dry air continuing to filter into Florida. Beautiful day for Tampa, St. Pete, Orlando, West Palm, Miami. Beautiful day. And also there's going to be a beautiful day into Texas, Oklahoma, into the middle of the country, as you can see the dark orange there. But we have the green there. That's all the moisture that's coming in. Like I said, once again, some snow and sleet for Philadelphia later on today, Trenton, New York, up to Boston. Heavy snow into New York, the first significant snow, 5 to 8 inches for the boroughs coming in. And then out west, we have the snow out here in the green. It's represented here from Salt Lake City back toward Durango, Colorado, into the Four Corners, Yellowstone Park. And the rain, of course, streaming into Southern California. So be careful on the roads out there. If you're in SoCal or in the Inland Empire, rain is there. The next 6 to 10 days is valid from New Year's Day, New Year's Eve on into the New Year's. Shows a warm up here for the west here. Anywhere west of the Mississippi River is going to be warm, 5 to 10 to 15 degrees above average here to start the new year. And then out east, model range forecasts are saying it's going to be a little bit below normal, 5 to 10 degrees below normal for the Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, Trenton, New York City, Boston, and Maine area, Portland, Augusta, Maine area. It's going to be below average, 5 to 10. And also for the upper tier of the Great Lakes area, it's going to be below average. Average around the country for southeast and as well as for folks into the Ohio Valley. That's what we have for the next 6 to 10 days after we get past the New Year's Eve and into the New Year 2026. Looking at the temperatures today, Friday, December 26, 2025. These are the high temperatures, the maximum temperatures for the day. And you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have a surge of warmth in the plains. So if you're in Dallas-Fort Worth, you're getting up to 83 degrees. That's almost a record high for you today. Oklahoma City at 76 degrees Fahrenheit for a high, 72 degrees Fahrenheit for a high in Phoenix, Arizona. Hello to you guys. 74 degrees Fahrenheit in Tallahassee, 71 degrees Fahrenheit in Atlanta for a high temperature, 65 degrees Fahrenheit in Lexington. Hello to you guys. Chicago is going to be a cool 48 degrees Fahrenheit off the lake, but beautiful conditions considering this is in late December. It's perfect temperature. We had that wedge of cold air stuck in between here. So places like Hartford, Connecticut, 26 degrees Fahrenheit for the day. You're going to be cold and chilly in Boston at 24 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Fahrenheit in Burlington, Vermont. Welcome to you guys. Temperatures are going to be high and cold up in Mount Washington for the Green and White Mountains. Up in the Maine here, teens only in Maine at 16 degrees for Augusta, Maine, checking in Fahrenheit for a high temperature today. So this is going to be continuing the pattern here. We have a ridge and trough pattern here so far here. That's going to be shifting, like I said, once again, once we get closer to New Year's Eve. It's going to be warming up in the plains and the lower plains and the high plains. And then it's going to be cooling down once again in the northeast as we continue to watch that make a process. It's been the Weather Guru podcast update for December 26, 2025, Friday. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'll see you on the next episode. This is the Weather Guru signing off.